What's going on, everybody? This is Nick Lawson from Squad Sports. We're really excited to be supporting the Free Agent Friday series. A lot of great talent out there. Without further ado, this is the next free agent you should be signing with your sports team.
All right, we're back for another Free Agent Friday. Today I've got Eric Dorsey with me. How's it going, Eric?
Hey, all good, all good. Just another day.
Good, man. Hey, I'm glad you're able to join me. Let's jump right in with tell us about where you went to school and any degrees that you received.
Absolutely. So I'll take it back to my undergrad. Went to Stevenson University, a Division III school in Baltimore, Maryland. Got my accounting undergrad from there. Was always going around to a lot of different CPA firms, doing internships, and always wanted to have that accounting and finance in my background. Was always a soccer player, played 4 years of soccer at Stevenson. And then after I graduated from Stevenson, I immediately knew I didn't just want to be a CPA. So I was working at a CPA firm, but I also applied for Georgetown Sport Industry Management Master's Program. And this is where I was able to really get a lot of different experiences. I just recently graduated from Georgetown in May of 2020. Through there, I'll talk a lot about different experiences that I've gone through throughout the interview.
Well, at what point did you realize that you did want to be in sports? Was it just in that, at the end of your college, or did you know before that?
So luckily I had a couple of people that I'd played on the soccer team with. They had some friends, family friends, things like that, that someone went to Georgetown. They introduced me to them. And like I carry, my mentality to this day is always about relationship building and learning from people and connecting with people. And like me and you, when we connected over LinkedIn.
Yep.
But back then, I was an undergrad. I wasn't really sure, just like a lot of people wanting to be in the sports industry. They knew they loved sports. I love the atmosphere. I love being in the environment, being around the venues. And that's when I was really kind of got that experience. Went to Georgetown, got to, while I was still an undergrad, went to Georgetown to learn from people, see what the classes would be like, see what the professors were like. And it just felt like a perfect mix for myself. And once I was able to go, from a smaller Division III school to Georgetown University, where you're getting people from, they went to either Dartmouth, they went to school in California, they went to school all over the country, all over the world, and just starting to meet those people, it really kind of opened my eyes and helped me, to be where I am today.
Nice. So would you like to kind of marriage the two as far as sports and the financial aspects, or what area in the sports are you most interested in?
So now I'm really focusing towards that ops, that front side of really being on the operations side of a venue. But I always kind of have that finance in the back of my head, whether it was, with my time at DC United, trying to help out with some accounting roles and the operations team, whether I'm, when I was at my CPA firms, I would always kind of try to do like the doubling balance act of, helping out here. And while, like I said, while I was at the CPA firm, I would help with, tax returns, different things like that. But I would also want to be in the business development and marketing meetings and talking with clients and really having that communication with, all people involved. I always say that when I'm at venues, I don't care if you're the janitor or the GM of the team, I want to learn about your role and just kind of figure out where, you fit in the puzzle of the whole venue.
Walk me through kind of your any internships that you had, any jobs that you've had in sports or other, just kind of the last, few years.
Yep. So just kind of, like I said before, I always like to, if there's an experience, a possibility, I'm going to jump on it. So after I was leaving the CPA firm, leaving Stevenson, going to Georgetown. So I was working full time up here in Baltimore, and I was going to school down at Georgetown. So last October, I actually took a leap of faith from that CPA firm and decided to really jump around with a lot of different experiences. And that's where I was able to work with the USA Marketing and the Washington Nationals for the World Series last year, helped out with the Play Loud campaign, the Stand Up to Cancer activations. Again, just a lot of those marketing focused roles there. After that, I was able to hop up in Baltimore with the international IMLCA, the Lacrosse Coaches Convention, get that experience up here in the Marriott, helped out with the Baltimore Soccer Coaches Convention at the Baltimore Convention Center, worked with DC United and their event ops team, worked with the XFL. So like I said, after that, kind of that Georgetown jump when I got there and I said, okay, you know what, I'm still at the CPA firm. I realized if I wanted to, make that jump to where I wanted to be and get those different experiences, that's what I needed to do. So I'm grateful to all of those, the past about a year and a half, really being able to meet a lot of people, learn from different people, and really get that experience. And then going forward, after I was at DC United at the start of this year, I came on with S.A.F.E management in Baltimore, and I was part of the COVID-19 crisis leadership response team. So I was helping out with the Baltimore Orioles, helping out with the Baltimore Ravens, really planning for, this new normal that we all live in. Again, grateful to have that experience with S.A.F.E. Unfortunately, at the end of July, I was let go from S.A.F.E with the layoffs and everything. It's, as we know very well, it's hitting everybody. And with that, taking all that experience of being with DC United, being with all these professional teams, having communicated with universities and colleges around the Baltimore metro area about what the new normal might look like, and now kind of gathering all of that together is where I'm now trying to, expand myself, help out in a operations role, a venue management role, and just keep learning from people like yourself and others.
When you were with like DC United, what kind of things were you working on there? I know you were event operations, but what specifically?
Yeah, a lot of the fan engagement programs, whether it would be setting up before the game day, setting up prior to game day, breaking down after, making sure that, all entry and exit points are being utilized properly, and just kind of always being on that, on your toes, ready to solve a problem if anything needed, whether if ticket sales, like I said before, of, wanting to talk to the janitors, wanting to talk to the ticket sales reps, if ticket sales needed help with something, us on the ops team, we weren't afraid, and especially myself, to go out there and, help wherever we needed. And so that was, again, just great experience of those being there for about 4 or 5 months so far. And now, as I'm staying in constant contact with them about, what the new season might possibly look like. And I always say, I don't take anything even day by day anymore. It's hour by hour.
And it really does change hour by hour. It's crazy. But what would you say is your biggest asset that you'll bring to an organization?
Yeah, the organization, and like you asked me earlier about what I want to mix with my finance background and trying to, use the operations experience now to really go forward with them. And I always take that organization that I had from accounting, and whether that be ledger keeping, budgeting, really being able to use that and kind of jump forward. And so with that, and I'll even talk about another experience real quick about when I was at Georgetown. I became the chief financial officer and then the president of the AIM Sports Conference, which we run the AIM Sports Conference. It's 3 years old now. It's run entirely by Georgetown Sim students. It's a really great opportunity for people in the DC area. We had some people in this year in 2020 come from New York City, Arizona, really all over the country. A great networking opportunity and a great learning platform for people just like myself who are coming out, have the experience, and they're trying to now figure out where they want to go, who they want to meet, who they want to learn from. And so I was really proud to be able to utilize all of this experience that I had while pushing the AIM conference forward. We were able to secure former NBA players, former NFL players, just really high quality, talented people, talented executives, whether from Octagon, Under Armour, all over. And again, going back to, like I say, when I'm thinking about what I can do for an organization, I think about my relationship skills, my communication skills, and utilizing all that together to put forward a proper event, an efficient event, an event that, creates memories, which is why I want to be in sports, is to help create those memories. When people leave a stadium and they say, you know what, this person helped me out. This might've happened, but they set it up great for me. Just simple things like that. So when I was able to put on the AIM conference, work with the budget, work with Georgetown University to make sure that we were securing a proper venue, everything like that, pretty much checking everything off, and putting together a full event. It was a real proud moment for me.
What is the flip side? What do you need to work on the most?
The fact that, and you can probably see from my interview, is I'm willing to dip my hand anywhere it needs to go. So I find myself, like, for example, with the AIM conference, we had a marketing team, an industry relations team, communications team, and I would delegate the duties, but then I'd find myself at some nights, just on the computer and being like, okay, let me do this now. And I'm staying up late, keep working, and then I'm, oh, wait a second, I need to keep working on this, and kind of spreading myself too thin in the point where, like I say, I'm just so excited to get any opportunity that I need to make sure that I leave the time for, myself, balance, work-life balance, everything like that.
Are you open to relocation for a new position?
Yeah, so a lot of people who know me, a little background on myself too, is I just recently got married, and
Congrats.
last year, thank you, and last year bought a house in Maryland. But I have a big family. My family's always been in real estate and always said, I never plan on selling this home. And my wife's a teacher, and we've worked together and talked a lot about, if the opportunity arises for me to, a good opportunity somewhere, wherever it may be, we're ready to go. And we're ready for whatever needs to happen. Baltimore will always be my home. And, I've got family really all over the country. I always say that I'm the last one really holding it down in Baltimore. But we'll see what the future holds. Like I said, taking it hour by hour.
My wife's from Baltimore, so been there. Been there many times. My favorite pit beef places. So,
yes.
Tell me about how you define success.
It's when you go home at night, and people in the events business and industry, they know that you might go home some nights, and it happened with me at S.A.F.E. I go home, and then 11 o'clock at night, I get a call because something's happening at the venue that you need to fix. But if you're able to go home every night and know that the people you're leaving at the venue, leaving at work, have your back and trust you, and you can trust them, and kind of have that back and forth, good communication, that good relationship with them, to go home to, do whatever you need to do at home in your personal life, and then bring it all kind of back together, and not really kind of have, this is work Eric, and this is, at home Eric. It's like when people see me and they meet me, this is, no matter what, this is what they're going to get. And that's success. And if you ever had to be in a place where you had to change where you are, but you were, say, hitting the key metrics and targets you wanted to, that wouldn't be as successful to me as somebody who is doing exactly what they want to do, may be making a mistake here or there, more or less, but they know that they're in where they want to be, and they're not just doing something for, say, a paycheck or because it looks good on a resume.
How about a fun personal fact about you?
All right. So about actually a year ago yesterday, I was in Breckenridge, Colorado, and climbed Quandary Peak Mountain, which is a 14,500, I think. And, I told you I was a soccer player my whole life, and, I did a lot of conditioning in soccer, but climbing that mountain was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And so, yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of that. So I'm pretty proud of that one.
Nice. That sounds like a fun endeavor. Did you have to train for it, or did you just go out there and do it?
We just did it. We just woke up one morning and just started hiking and got to the top and realized, wow, we still got to go back down.
I think going down's easier, probably. You could at least roll down or something.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. I felt like I was rolling down. And then you have a 10-year-old kid who's just chugging up the mountain next to you. All right, if this guy can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm also, another fact about me is my mom's from Argentina, so I've been there many a times. I like to travel. Like I said, definitely a traveler, before the new normal of now getting used to traveling again. But got family all over the country, Florida, Oregon, brother in the Navy. But definitely it's an exciting time. People always say things are changing, but we just kind of keep it going with what we can. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for joining me. It's great to kind of finally get on a Zoom call with you and get to meet you face to face. So thanks again, and let's keep in touch.
Yeah, will do. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity, and looking forward to seeing all the great things you guys are doing.